We do everything we can to protect our kids. We teach them what we can. The little things, right from wrong, left from right, or even how to safely cross a busy street. We hold their hands until they've built the courage to walk alone, even after they've taken their 100th step. We preserve their childhood and share videos with the world we're never really ready for them to step into. But we strive to open doors for them. And then at some point, we realize we won't always be there to do those little things. And it scares us. I mean, one day, you're packing extra diapers in a travel bag. The next, extra snacks in their lunchbox. Now that my son's of age to go to public school, my concerns for his safety and behavior around others have grown. We're parents. We do what we can to show them that we're always going to be there. But the big question remains, what happens to them when we're not?
I'm just like a normal kid, other than I like to work out. Nothing much special about me.
Okay, well, obviously there is something special about you. You're in here doing this. This is intense stuff. What inspired you to be in here doing this?
My parents, my family. I didn't like just sitting at home playing video games. So that's when I started getting interested in more things, and then kind of found here.
So you said you're in high school. How's that?
It's good, hard, a lot of work. A lot of hard classes. A lot of problems in high school, like bullying and stuff, but
Really?
it's one of those, there's a lot more bullying than you would even expect, and that's sad because there's a lot of bullying that everyone expects already.
Right.
It's worse than a lot of people would think, and it's a real problem because it's making kids do things that they really wouldn't do if people were just nice and didn't make fun of kids for just being themselves.
Right. But how does that make you feel about bullying? How do you feel about it?
I really dislike bullying. I feel like bullies are scared. They don't like themselves. They feel like they need to take down someone else to make themselves feel better. And that's not how it should be.
That's usually the case.
It is. That's very sad. If you don't feel great about yourself, well then work on something that will make you feel better about your self-confidence. Or if you don't like that you're not fast enough, well then do some speed stuff. Or if you don't like that you have a bad habit of something, break that habit, attempt to break it. You have to change. Don't make someone else feel bad because you feel bad.
So you've seen people be bullied before?
Of course, it's everywhere in our school. You can't walk a corner without seeing someone get bullied. You can't go into the bathroom without seeing someone get bullied. You can't go into class without seeing someone get bullied. It's to the point to where bullying's kind of acceptable now. It's so normal that it's kind of just like, oh, bullying. What's the teachers kind of just turn around and they don't say anything.
No, I feel you. Like, I mean, I brought my son here for that reason. I feel that same way. I'm passionate about making a difference, making a change. And, believe it or not, when I was a kid, I was bullied. So I had to deal with people picking on me for various reasons. And it wasn't until I found sports that things started to change. Like my body started to change, my attitude started to change, all this stuff started to change.
That's why I think sports are great. If kids, or not even just kids, if you're older or teens or however old you are, got into extracurricular activities or whatever, meaning like they decided to box or wrestle or even just kickbox, anything is good. It helps you work out. I mean, and sports will help you understand yourself even more. I've learned a lot about myself through sports and working out. And I used to be a really shy kid and no self-confidence. I wouldn't talk to anybody. I would sit in like my own little corner. And now I'm a whole new person. I talk to a lot of people that I don't know. I'm always friendly. And it shows you self-respect and how to respect others.
Well, of course.
And not to bully others because you see the sadness and the wrongness in bullying.
I'm glad to hear there's somebody in that age group who's having that positive outlook on it and who's thinking in the way that you are. A lot of my concerns come from my experience, and I want to make sure my child never has to deal with any of those. I mean, it could happen to any kid, your kid. And if it was your kid, what would you do? I've researched online, I've read journals, all pertaining to the effectiveness of school-based programs to reduce bullying. None of it was concrete. This is self-defense and MMA veteran, black belt instructor Junior Asunka. He and his family own and operate a self-defense training facility in Cumming, Georgia. And today, he's given a special class for parents and children. Today, I brought my son to Ascension because I care. So I'm here to ask the big question. What can mixed martial arts do for the individual's confidence, safety, and well-being?
Really, like as a parent, man, a lot of my concern has come from my personal experience with bullying, with being harassed a lot. It's some things that I had to learn to cope with, and I didn't get through that point until I picked up sports and extracurricular activities. Like training really got me into a different mindset, and I learned to be disciplined. I learned to have that mentality to take what was hard and uncomfortable for me and find my comfort in it, my zone, right? So, it's an experience I just don't want my son to deal with. So I guess, with all the experience that I went through, I guess the major question for me is just like, when it comes down to you and your profession and what you do, and you help kids and you help people and families and you get them ready to deal with situations like that, how do you feel about bullying?
Well, I think bullying is definitely an issue. And you can normally, me as an instructor, I can normally detect that not just on kids, but in adults also. You can tell that they're being bullied before, whether it was physical, mental, emotional, like you said, extracurricular activity. Once you start, training and practicing and just becoming a more confident person, those things kind of start to go away just because you're not as hesitant. Certain things. There has to be something that attracts bullies to you. That attracts bullies.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is specifically. I don't know if it's a type. I don't know if it's I couldn't tell you. I know they sense that.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact. And I have a lot of examples of students of mine, like Hugh Matt Devin, and he's a great example. I don't think he's ever been bullied before. Maybe they have tried bullying him, but nowadays, as of now, I doubt he would be bullied. He will get bullied by anyone just because of the way he carries himself and the way, bullies can feel that normally, I think it's part of the life of a martial artist. It naturally brings that out of you too. That not necessarily the bravado, but the way you carry yourself, the way you look at people in the eye, right? The way you not get so intimidated in a certain way. I think that's a consequence of being in the life of a martial artist.
We never think bad things will happen until they do. When I was a kid, I was picked on, laughed at, I was harassed, I was bullied. It wasn't every kid, but there was always one in a group of kids that made my pain, my embarrassment, their joy. I realize now that there are parents out there who don't care enough about their kids to make a difference. They don't take responsibility for their child's aggressive behaviors when it counts the most. In a study published by psychologist Toffee Farrington, only about 20 to 30% of students who are bullied notify adults about the bullying. So to that note, most parents don't even know what's going on in their child's life, let alone if they're safe or being harmed. I remember for a while, no one would listen to me, and I developed a serious temper. I lashed out at adults and had to be enrolled in anger management therapy in order to continue school. Aside from the CDC research that suggests victims experience alienation and depression, no one knows what the individual victims are bullying go through internally. Times like this make me sit back and wonder how many times I've wanted to hurt people who've hurt me. By the time my parents got involved, it was almost always too late. Eventually, I found comfort in sports. But if it wasn't for the support of my family and the discipline of mental training and extracurricular activities, it could have easily been me on the news.